Good day, lightsaber addicts. Last video, we went over Class 2 droids. Today, we will take a look at Class 3 droids in the Star Wars universe. First, let's get a refresher on all 5 classes. Class 1 droids worked in the fields of mathematics, physics, physical sciences, and medicine. Class 2 droids were programmed for engineering and other technical sciences. Class 3 droids, which we're talking about today, were programmed to interact with humans. Class 4 droids were programmed to fight. Class 5 droids were simple labor droids that did menial labor that no one wanted to do. So now that we got that over with, let's get into this. C-3PO was a bipedal humanoid protocol droid designed to interact with organics, programmed primarily for etiquette and protocol. He was fluent in over 6 million forms of communication. C-3PO was a 3PO modeled protocol droid who stood at a height of 1.71 meters and weighed 75 kilograms. He had a masculine programming and had experienced at least 2 memory wipes throughout his operational life. While C-3PO's chassis was originally covered in gray plating, he was largely covered in golden plating by the time of the Battle of Starkiller Base. As a protocol droid specializing in human and cyborg communications, C-3PO could speak 6 million different forms of communication, including Ewokese. By the time of the Cold War, C-3PO's Tranlang 3 communication module was upgraded, allowing him to speak in 7 million forms of communication. He developed a fussy and worry-prone personality throughout his many decades of operation. Originally activated on AFA in 112 BBY, C-3PO had served as a protocol droid to the emissary of Manacron system. Nearly 80 years later, he was gutted and discarded on the streets of Mos Espa, a city on the outer rim world of Tatooine. After being rebuilt by the human slave Anakin Skywalker, C-3PO served Skywalker and his mother Shmi for over 10 years, performing household chores and helping Skywalker earn his freedom by winning a pod race. Skywalker left Tatooine but returned in 22 BBY when his mother passed away, and C-3PO was given to Skywalker, now a Jedi Padawan, by Shmi's stepson Owen Lars. C-3PO, Skywalker, R2-D2, and Naboo Senator Padme Amidala immediately became embroiled in the Clone Wars, a galaxy-wide conflict between the Galactic Republic and the Separatist Confederacy of Independent Systems. Skywalker married Amidala and gave C-3PO to her as a wedding gift, and C-3PO faithfully assisted her in her senatorial duties throughout the 3-year conflict. The two often entered the front lines of the war, at times fighting alongside Skywalker and R2-D2. At the end of the war, Skywalker became a Sith Lord, Amidala passed away, the Jedi Order was exterminated, and the Republic was reorganized into the Galactic Empire. C-3PO's memory was erased, however, R2-D2's memory was not. C-3PO and R2-D2 were assigned to the Corvette Tentative 4 of Alderaan, where they served Alderaan's Viceroy, Bail Organa, for 19 years. They were, however, separated from Organa during that time period and got caught up on a wide variety of misadventures. After rejoining the crew of the Tentative 4 and serving under Captain Antilles, they became embroiled in the Galactic Civil War, and in 0 BBY, Leia Organa of the Rebel Alliance entrusted them to bring a copy of the Death Star plans to the Jedi Master Obi-Wan Kenobi on Tatooine. After meeting Skywalker's son Luke and the smuggler Han Solo, the droids helped rescue Princess Leia from the Empire's Death Star and became directly attached to 3 humans, helping them with their rebellion defeat the Empire and restore freedom to the galaxy. Following the Battle of Endor, C-3PO continued to serve the Skywalkers and Han Solo during the time of the New Republic. About 30 years after the events of Endor, C-3PO was still serving as an aide to Leia Organa, who had become a general in the Resistance, a private military group opposing the First Order. By that time, C-3PO had his translating database updated so that he could communicate in 7 million different forms of communication. C-3PO was known for his polite fastidity, his worry-prone personality. As a droid, he exhibited much loyalty and commitment to his masters, and sought to serve them to his best ability. Throughout his operational life, C-3PO was able to work diligently for several masters, including Anakin Skywalker, Padme Amidala, Bail Organa, and Luke Skywalker. As a protocol droid, C-3PO could communicate in over 7 million different forms of communication, and this even allowed him eventually to be able to talk to the computer systems on the Millennium Falcon. The LOM series protocol droid. Aside from the insect face, the LOM protocol droid was very similar to the 3PO series, made by Industrial Automation to compete with the Cybok Galactica's 3PO series. The LOM series possessed an AA-1 verbal brain and a Tranline 3 communication module programmed with millions of languages. It stood at 1.6 meters tall and had compound eyes. As a Class 3 droid, the LOM series was designed for the niche alien market. It also had a recording unit which would record audio and even holo. The unit sold very well in a limited release, but the future plans were dashed because of the notorious bounty hunter for LOM and lawsuits by Cybok Galactica. The RA-7 protocol droid, or other words called Death Star droids. Humanoid in shape, with an insect head, and similar in build to the 3PO series protocol droids, the RA-7 was covered in reflective plating and commonly found in the offices of high-ranking Imperial officials, military officers, courtiers, and Coruscant dignitaries. It was intended to help its owner with scheduling and translating. Unlike the 3PO series with their delicate personalities, RA-7s were programmed to be stern but bland. A prototype, 4A-7, saw use by separatist agent Asajj Ventress during the Clone Wars in 22 BBY. It had a secret surveillance system installed in its head, hidden beneath layers of circuitry. The espionage unit was hidden behind sensors that were disguised as soldering welds. It would record everything using extremely sensitive audio pickups and low-light photoreceptors, and would make periodic dump of data via encrypted frequencies on standard public comm units to the Imperial Security Bureau. The RA-7 had an interface connection port, concealed comlink, concealed holo recorder, improved sensor package allowing low light vision, a translator unit, and a vocabulator. The Imperial Security Bureau gave these away as gifts so the droid would spy for the Empire. Since many people did not want to be spied on, but also could not refuse the Emperor's gifts, most of these droids ended up lost or misplaced to avoid being called a traitor. This often led these droids to be found in junk shops or droid auctions. A number of RA-7 droids were used aboard Star Destroyers to monitor equipment such as life support capsules. As the first Death Star came online, the Bureau grew concerned that Grand Moff Tarkin would attempt to use the superweapon to overthrow the Empire. Unable to trust Tarkin or any of his subordinates, the Bureau stationed thousands of RA-7 droids on a Death Star, earning them the nickname Death Star droids. A combination of the destruction of the majority of droids and the detection of their program caused the Bureau to cancel the R-7 droid surveillance shortly after 1 ABY.